Welcome to the Modern Eco Village. We are building a community in the south of Spain for 500 households, a complete community focused on health, sustainability, and community interaction. Our goal is to create a green oasis where we can upgrade different aspects of our lives, get closer to nature while keeping the modern comfort and technology. So listen up.
Hello, hello.
Hello again.
Welcome to the Modern Eco Village podcast. My name is Alisa. I'm the community manager and I'm sitting here.
And my name is Iancu and I'm working with marketing today.
Yes, he's also low-key the founder of the Modern Eco Village together with his wife Belinda. And we also have behind the mixer, we have Cassie.
Hello, hello.
She's part of our communications team and we're all working with the Modern Eco Village. What is the Modern Eco Village for everybody who's new here?
Well, it is a website.
It is a website now.
It is, I know I've been presenting it so many times that I think I have a hard time, just kind of pointing to straight what it is in a very few words. But if I was to choose a very few words, I would say it is a modern eco village. And it's a community project, right? Yes. That's what I always say. It's a community project where 500 families, roughly, come together to live in a really beautiful place, in southern Spain by a lake in the middle of nature. And we implemented all these fantastic concepts. The houses are really nice, really modern. In the same time, they kind of look rustic on the outside, design-wise. And they're built with non-toxic materials, no EMF. They're just the creation of José Manuel Escobedo, our architect. And we're going to actually talk a little bit about that because we were supposed to talk about the Masterplan that we just released, and now we're gonna talk about the evolution of the Masterplan, and that's where he comes in, I guess.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a community project featuring modern houses in the middle of nature in one of the best climates in the world, with a sustainable economy, sustainable concept all around. We're gonna grow our own food. We're gonna have our own energy, and hopefully the community will be extremely tight, extremely close, and that would make for such much better lifestyle. Yeah. Because that's what we've been missing, right? All of us that came together in this project, we've been missing community, we've been missing proper houses and low bills, and nonetheless, and a big focus on health and
living in nature.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I messed it up, I guess, but that's pretty much what we do. Yeah. I mean, are we saying this in every single podcast?
We usually do. Yeah.
Did we, Cassie?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry then. Yeah, I butchered it. It is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. But it is difficult sometimes when you work in so many different places in the project, and it's huge. And I think with every week now, we're realizing how big this project actually is. In the beginning, it sounded like, okay, 500 houses, just a little bit more work than buying a normal house, but it's so much more. And then it's difficult to condense all of that into a few words. Yeah,
well, it's definitely way more complex than what we thought it's going to be, and we're just finding out now, which is great. I mean, we have such a big team of people and experts that work on all these different areas, and it's actually beautiful to see that everyone kind of takes ownership on their own part, right? Yeah. Like, I know Sarah, for example, she's coming tomorrow, and she's working with the internal economy of the MAV and the economical concepts, the circular economy, and all of that. And she really, took ownership of it. I don't have to think about it. So that's kind of nice,
Yeah, she's kind of flying down here, so she can be like, okay, Iancu, this is what I need to know in order for me to work on this. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and you have full control over the member interaction and the member side of things, you're basically the link between the members and the construction team, right? And then we have Cassie on communication. She's doing such a great job. I don't need to ask her what she's doing. She's doing a great job. Do I ask you? Yeah, maybe I ask you sometimes, but it's not related to work, is it?
Yes, you're right. It's not related. It's
Yeah,
not related to work.
No. We often discussing like the concept of the village. What do you think about that or the other?
That's true.
But when it's related to work, well, she asking me about stuff because, as I said, I'm working with marketing nowadays, and I need to deliver
You got kind
media.
of a double role at the moment. You do.
Are you kidding me? I have
founder
like at
stuff,
least 10
but-
roles I can think of.
I mean, yeah, we all have like 10 roles, but
Yeah,
you
like
know,
my
like
gardener.
but your biggest role right now is marketing. That's true. Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Do we want to talk a little bit about master plans today?
Yeah, let's talk about master plans.
Because we got some really exciting news. We just released the master plan, something that we've been teasing about for months now.
Just so he said, I was very reluctant to releasing the master plan, and not because it wasn't finished. Even though we kind of freeze the design now, things may still change, but small things, and not very big ones. We're gonna mention them, but I was just afraid that people wouldn't understand what the village is, because when you look at a piece of paper and you see some small rectangles drawn on a piece of paper, it looks flat and looks lifeless, and
it also looks like everything is kind of cramped. And it was so funny because just 2 days ago we went to the plot with 2 wonderful women, and we showed them everything, and I kept showing them what it looks like on the plan, and then also what it looks like in real life, and how these huge terraces that we have everywhere, they're going to make everything so much more private. Everybody has a view because of this, and you can't see that on a 2D master plan.
You know what?
It's not
I just
possible.
experienced that for the first time yesterday, or 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah, when I've been there with right after you, I went there with Danny, and this is the first time we've been walking on the region where the modular houses are going to be, because as we have the excavators there working on, so the roads are starting to take shape now, and you can finally access the entire thing.
I get lost all the time because suddenly everything looks different.
Man, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the thing that you said, I didn't realize, how big it is, and we've been walking all the way down from the top of the hill, almost all the way down to the lake, and back. I was out of breath. It's actually a huge area.
I mean, I sometimes get out of breath just on the first incline.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because what we show people usually when they visit the plot, it's just a tiny section of the whole plot. It's like maybe 10% or something like that. Yeah. And it usually takes about an hour. So this plot is really big.
Well, when the entire village is going to be built, a lot of people were wondering about, will there be places to take a walk or a jog or whatever. I'm thinking, man, if they just go around the village a couple of times, then
just one time.
Well, for me, not even that.
Yeah.
But I hope to be able to get in shape and.
We all talked about our butts being very, very well shaped at the end of this project because we need to walk everywhere, and that's basically one of the reasons why in so many places people get so much older in the blue zones, for example, and walking everywhere is something that is such a big
and not
point
walking flat, but walking on
hills,
uneven terrain, and that's exactly what you're gonna get in the MEV. I mean, it's a lot of up and down. Yeah.
And that is something that you cannot really see on the master plan, unfortunately.
And the size of the plots.
Yes.
Because even these 2D drawings where we place things in the garden, so you can see how a patio would look like and how these outside zones would look like, and the barbecue area and the swimming pool or the gardens. It still looks kind of small,
It also is smaller because they're drawn on a 800 square meter plot size, and actually they are at least 1,000.
Even so, the plots are so much bigger when you stand, on it. Yeah. There's so much space around. So that's why I was worried to release a master plan. I was afraid that people would not understand the real size of the village and their own plots, and
Yeah.
But it
But
turned
we
out well.
convinced you. We convinced you to release it, and now everybody is able to get a little bit more of a feeling of what the whole plot will be like. And I think that's important for people. Because of that, we were also able to now share the location of the first building phase. So that is also something that we're going to release this week, which is extremely exciting. But I want to talk a little bit more about the master plan, how it came to life, because I know you and Belinda, you had a concept right from the beginning, and making sure that that concept has been staying the same for over, 1.5 years now or something like that. How different the phases were of the master plan and everything. I'd really love to talk about that with you.
Well, it's pretty simple. As you know, we bought an active project that closed down with a recession in 2008. It was a big company that went bankrupt, and the project was put on ice. So we bought an active project, but we needed to change it, obviously, so it would suit our concept.
Yeah.
So
and it was only cottages back then, right?
Yeah. It was only wooden cottages, and I mean that's okay. I'm not saying anything negative about wooden cottages, but those particular wooden cottages were not that nice. Were not something I would live in, at least. And we changed it a lot because of our concept and what we're trying to do with the common areas. I mean, our project is common areas and common places and common spaces and common gardens and all of that. That's our entire...
I think we sometimes don't talk enough about it, but that is the heart of the project. And yes, in the beginning, everybody's interested. What is my house going to look like? How big is the plot, and so on. But the communal areas is the heart of everything, and the heart of why this is going to be a community and not just a housing project.
Exactly. Yeah. So because of that, the project didn't have... opportunity for so many common areas, so we had to change it a little bit in the beginning. And the second thing that we changed, there was a lot of demand for cheaper housing, and we didn't want to build low quality houses or wooden shacks or anything like that. So we found a way to keep the quality and just minimize the space in order to have affordable housing.
Yeah. Was that Jose's idea?
Yes,
do you remember
it was.
That correctly?
Yeah. Well, he came with a modular concept, and we said no to apartments. He wanted apartments firstly. Yeah, I said, no way we're gonna have apartments. You have
That's
to
against
be,
the whole concept.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. When you go out of your house, you want to step on grass and garden, or I mean, what's the point to live in an eco village if you live in a block of flats?
Yeah.
You said no way, Jose.
No.
No way, Jose. Exactly.
Yeah, thanks. Now we're even, Steven. Yeah, that one slipped. Actually, his name is Jose. So yeah, I said, no way, Jose.
I love how it takes like a half a minute for you to catch up with the joke.
Yeah, no, because I got the reference. I just realized there was double up. I didn't mean to. Man, yeah.
We are also working here. I mean, we have a lot of fun, but sometimes we also work.
Yes, it happens. Yeah. It's been known to, work going around in the office. So
the modular houses.
Modular houses. I told Jose, no way, Jose. This is not going to happen. We need houses.
Yes.
So he came with a concept of modular townhouses. And because of, we got lost in translation. Jose talks English, but he talks his English. I understand him perfectly, but things can come across a little bit weird if you call them modular homes.
Yes.
People automatically think, like
a trailer park.
A trailer park, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
so we have been told many times, but how is it that there's modular houses and then there's next to it there's villas, and it sounds like there's a huge contrast.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. We didn't call them modular houses. We call them modular homes.
Stimmt. Yeah. Sorry, that was German. That slipped. Modular homes. That's true. Yeah. There was a lot of misconception, and
we just literally found out like 2 weeks ago
Yes.
that there was a lot of rumors going out in Planes. You know, the
Yes.
villagers talking, oh, is this new big project coming around, and there's going to be a lot of trailer parks and rednecks coming. No, that's not what's happening at all.
Yeah, it was actually really beautiful though that you got to meet with the mayor and you got to
Well, they didn't say the rednecks. I just added that for fun.
That's your politically incorrect slipping through.
Yeah. Well, the way of doing things, we're using the exact same technology for the modular houses. So these townhouses are actual houses. They're not apartments. They're not, you don't have anything on top or under. So it is a townhouse. They just in one house you have 6 modules, right, of 50 square meters. So you can choose if you want 1 module or 2 modules, 3 modules. You can choose yourself how to configure them and how many you want. That's what makes it modular, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
and there's so many different configurations that we have now. People can choose up to almost 50 configurations, I think, if you mix and match them all together. So
it
that's
depends
why
on
it
the
is
imagination.
modular.
I mean, Jose demonstrated like not so long ago that it can even be more than that.
Yeah.
When he drew, you remember the 3 module house where he was using 1.5 modules for living room.
Right, 1.5. Yes.
So he went that way. So
okay. Then there's endless.
Endless combinations. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can have a big living room for 300 square meters and no bedrooms if you wanted to.
If you wanted to live that way, yes.
Yeah. Or just a big bathroom.
Be our guest.
Yeah. So the modular houses are actually townhouses, and they have the same technology as the rest. The biggest villas and the most fancy villas, they will all have the same design and the same quality on everything, and the same function as well.
Yeah.
Also worth mentioning because we have the solar energy and the air conditioning systems and everything that we're using in the big house, we also use in the small ones. So they're going to be exactly the same, just the size smaller. So that makes it affordable. And of course, the size of the plot is not as big as the villas. The villas are standing on their own plots, and they're all 1,000 square meters plus. And the modular houses, they have the equal amount they have inside the house, they have also outside.
Yes.
So you have a small private garden only for yourself, but the second, when you step out, you're in the common areas. And that's how the plan changed, because adopting this concept, we could use so much more of the common areas. Suddenly there's common areas. There weren't any from before, right? It was just plot. Yeah. And now there's a lot of common areas. Half of the village actually it's filled with common areas and parks and gardens and
also it helps so much with the community interaction if people are a little bit closer to each other, and there will be little islands of. So this is now we have all these technical terms of MP1 and MP3, but we will have nicer terms for them later on. But these little islands, and there will be communities within the community building like this. It would be different if everything was just villas. So I think that's really going to help also with the community. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Danny said something funny, because he reserved his plot. Actually, he's not even in phase 1, he's phase 3, I think, his plot. And he referred to his area as where the cool people live.
So that's what is going to be the street name of the cool people.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about that.
Yes, we were talking about the phases.
And the street names.
And the street names, yes.
Yeah. We actually need to give them a name, and it's just going to be numbers for now. But we need suggestions with street names. So
yeah. So
if
maybe
you have any good ideas, not the bad ones, please.
So maybe in our next neighborhood meetup we can talk about names. I would really love that. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, find some cool German names.
Everything in German. You would love that.
Yeah.
There's these jokes about, because in German we always put all of these words next to each other into one big word, and there's street names that are really, really long, and people cannot believe that one street name is huge. So we can put like 6 words next to each other, and that could be the street name. I think people would love that.
You think?
No, they would not. Okay.
Yeah, so phases.
Yeah, but before we go into the phases, how else did the concept change a little bit? Because I know
Well,
you were
yeah.
talking also about the design of the houses that really changed.
Yeah, well, when Jose came in with his ideas, they were great and they were awesome. And the first houses that he designed, and they were kind of close to what we have now, because he had this idea, and I loved it because it's so functional, so nice. But he hasn't drawn an eco village before, and
he does modern stuff.
he does modern stuff,
Yeah.
like super modern. Yeah. He's done a lot of like ecological designs and stuff, but not the entire village. And the concept was very important to us, that the concept would be maintained, right? So, for example, we're not going to have high walls. We don't want high walls and concrete and everywhere. We want trees and greenery and a bit more interaction. So automatically, when you remove all the concrete, from the fences, for example, things start to look really, really different. And we're still not done with that. But the master plan had to change because of that. How do you compartment everything?
Yeah.
So
I also really, really enjoyed the changes of rounding everything a little bit. Now the houses, they have rounded edges. There's natural stone on the outside and things like that. It looks a little bit more like a village. And
exactly. No, I love it. I absolutely love it. But what I'm talking about is things that actually affected the master plan.
True.
And that's the way we position the houses. And I mean, everybody kind of wants their privacy, right? Cassie, you said that you want your privacy, so you can, go around without the...
Oh, you want me to say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just so we can walk around naked in our own house.
Yeah. So, people may choose to do that. I mean, what people do in their own houses is none of my business.
It's actually funny that you think it's so interesting, because a lot of the women that we meet here, they say, I want to have my privacy. So I think there were like already 6 or 7 women who became members here, who said they want to be able to run around free and naked in their house. I think, maybe it's a woman thing.
Yeah, I guess it is, yeah. I mean, I think guys can also run around naked, but we don't care if somebody sees us.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So, the privacy, it's given by the design of the plot and houses, not so much by the high fences, right? Because the entire project is kind of terraced. So, with a little, green fence, just 1 meter high,
you don't need more.
You don't need more. It's like total privacy.
Yeah, it's so cool. I saw that again a couple of days ago when we were at the plot, how you can be your plot can be right next to the street, and you would think, the street, and there's so many people, but the terraces are usually higher than you can even look. So it really feels like you're not right next to a street, which is really nice.
It is. It is very nice. I mean, we couldn't have picked a better plot. We couldn't make it if you had to make it from scratch. We couldn't make a better plot. It's just almost everywhere you are on the plot, you can have a 180 degrees view, which is pretty impressive. Yeah. Like the other day we were filming this particular plot, MU611, and we wanted to show people how a plot actually is, like how your plot can look like. So this particular plot that we picked, it has a villa plus on it, the 250 square meters villa, and we filmed the plot from above, and we show the position on the master plan, and we also show the view. But
that's my favorite part.
Yeah, that's your favorite part. Yeah. Everybody, I guess. I mean, you can see from left to right, you can see 180 degrees of nature and green, and that's what you see from the plot. But the thing is, if you look at the plot next to it or the one in front of it, it's like equally the same. There's like no difference. Yeah. I tried actually to place the camera on different plots to pan and show, but it looks the same.
Yeah,
on that street.
Terraces.
Yeah, yes. Because of the terraces. Yeah. So on that street, no matter where you are on the street, you have the same view. It's 108 degrees of the same. Yeah. So we'll see if we're gonna, film it individually. But I think right now the one that is up there uploaded it's only on social media now.
We have it on Instagram. Yes.
Yeah. It's gonna come on the website too. So people that see that plot, you can just pick any other plot around that area, and it's going to look pretty much the same.
Yeah. Let's talk about those plots. Let's talk about the phases, because the particular plot, the MU6 plot 11 that you filmed 2 days ago, that was because we are finally set on the first building phase. And this is huge news, because people have been asking us so many times. And we wanted to give answers, but it always changed. It always changed where the first plots are going to be. So,
but like we always said, it's such a complex project, and I mean, building is the easiest thing. Paperwork is a whole different story.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? Yeah. So we're actually constricted by paperwork and many other things before it even comes to building. So that's why phase 1 had to be set together with the civil engineers, with the lawyers, with having the right approvals and all of that. So we finally set on phase 1, which is great, because a lot of people are asking, when can I move in? So if you reserve a plot in phase 1, you can move in pretty soon.
Yes, pretty soon.
Yeah.
So maybe for the people who are watching, we will be showing the master plan here, and you can see on the plot, when you see MU6 and where you see MU3, these are going to be the first building phases. So this is the first building phase. If you reserve your home in that, you will be one of the first to move in. So that is really exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
that we have that now.
I know that everyone wants to move in when everything is done. But there's a certain satisfaction in being there from the beginning.
I think there's many people who want to be there in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like that. I think, okay, if nothing is, not nothing, but not everything is in place, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, still live in a very beautiful house and very close to, Planes and Alcoy and Valencia and Alicante or whatever,
And waking up to those views every single day.
Exactly, yeah. But, we're talking about common areas and, being in a solid community and all of that. So community is obviously going to be smaller when, only 22 houses.
Yeah, 22 villas.
Yeah, so that's the first phase, 22 villas. Yeah. But, it's going to be 22 pretty cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be more because there's 22 households. So, especially if people move in with their kids, it's going to be a lot bigger already. Yeah.
And, for those that already reserved modular houses, the phase 2 is going to overlap with phase 1. Yeah. Because building modular houses requires a different urban planning, and the paperwork is going to come out somewhere in the middle of phase 1. Yeah. So then we can start with the modular houses. So those are not far away. And the first modular houses we're building are the ones closer to the lake. Yes. So those are really good spots. And it's very, very close to the common areas and the parks and the alleys and the beach. And
Yeah. Did we even tell people yet that we are going to have a beach? Because we talked about it in the beginning, then we weren't sure if we're going to get permission for it, but now we're talking about it again.
Yeah, now we kind of do. Well, we had a very nice meeting with the mayor. Yeah. And I mean, the mayor was always a key person in this. I mean, he's running the Planes, he's running this place, and all the administration and paperwork kind of go through him, and his people in the city council and the city hall. So we just got it confirmed last week that he wants to help us with everything he can, and he really is pro project.
He's very supportive.
Yeah, he's very supportive. He loves the concept, and he wants to help us with everything.
After he realized what the modular homes really are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So such a nice guy and a reliable person that we can contact when we need help, and that's fantastic. That's a help that we're gonna need. And but also made it, cause to get back to your thing, we made it more real now. Yes. With the green spaces that were not within our reach from before. So these are green areas that you cannot build on, but you can have alleyways, you can have benches, and those are between the MEV and the lake. That is like 50 meters there.
I think 100 even.
100 meters, 100 meters over the the entire lakefront.
And it's long. I think Danny, our construction
a couple
manager,
of
he said
kilometers
it's like,
maybe.
yeah, he said I think it will be 2 hectares or something like that of land. So that's
2
that's
hectares.
quite a bit.
That doesn't sound like.
He said if we that was just 20 meters.
No, it's not 20 meters.
Oh, okay.
But regardless,
maybe I'm
regardless
butchering this right
is
now.
the entire
okay.
lakefront
Yeah.
between the lake and the village.
Exactly.
So 100 meters and the entire portion. That's just huge. It's humongous. Such a big place, and we can use that to. In return, we need to keep the vegetation, take care of it, and clean it, and all of that, which we will do
which
anyway.
we want to do anyways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we get to use it, and that's just such a positive addition to the map.
Yeah, so we can do we can grow our own food there. We can have a
I
beach
don't think
there.
we can. No.
No? Okay.
No, it's not agricultural land.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can have parks and gardens and the beach and a lot
Yeah.
of common spaces and common areas. And it's going to be a beautiful place.
Imagine.
This thing with the agricultural land, you need to have a certain type of land to grow.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we actually not fully decided where the gardens are going to be. But
that's another thing with the master plan. We keep changing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we do want to implement this permaculture concept in the entire village, and that's why I didn't want any concrete fences and just concrete everywhere, because I wanted living.
It's a living, breathing
and
oasis,
and everything should be usable. Like if you're gonna have a fence, like a green fence, why not have some bushes where you can pick something from those bushes, or some trees, some fruit trees I can pick fruit from. Let's make everything usable. Let's
just walking to the grocery store, you're already full because you keep plucking fruit and vegetables.
Oh, it was you that was stealing my fruit all the time.
Yes.
Now
exactly. I know. So that is really exciting. Do you want to talk a little bit about the phase? So the first phase that we have, you took some really amazing footage last week. So what do you think when you were at the plot where the first phase is going to be?
Well, I've seen those places before. Maybe not so much the one by the lake, but the first one with the first roundabout.
Yeah.
That one I've seen that many times, and that's my favorite view. Like in the entire village, there's a view, as I said. But for me, being a videographer, that's the best view, because it has so much depth. You have everything is green, and there's just so much contrast in the view. Well, you look at it, and it's just raw nature, and it's so contrasty, and the high mountains, and I don't know. And you see the City of Planes, and you see the sunrise there, and
Yeah.
So I absolutely love that view from the first phase there.
Yeah.
With the roundabout.
Yeah.
Then the other one, it's kind of cool because you see the valley towards the common areas. You see the valley that way, but you see also the lake.
And something that's also cool about that is there's nothing in front of you. The only thing in front of you is these green areas and the lake. And so that's really
it feels so much bigger because of it.
Yeah. So it's going to be a really beautiful place for our first building phase.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the building phase, like I said, was not chosen because of the views. It's purely because of technical things such as infrastructure and paperwork and lawyer, urban planning, and all that. But I think those are actually very, very premium plots and premium areas.
Definitely.
The one down by the lake, because of everything in front of you is just green, and it's just the lake and the views, and it's close to the common areas as well. It's a short walk to So and the other one also because of the views. You're much higher up, and the views are even more impressive from there.
Yeah.
More depth, more but there was actually, I see that people are kind of divided. Some people want to see the lake, some people want to see the valley.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it is.
I'm in the valley group. Yeah, but Belinda, my wife, she's in the lake group. So we're gonna live in different houses.
Well, there are some really nice plots that have both.
Yeah. And the one down by the lake, it definitely has both.
Yeah. So That is really
that's
really
a
cool.
good place to be.
Yeah.
So we're doing these videos now. So
Yeah.
hopefully people will get to pick their plots before they go out, because they go out quite fast.
Yeah. Well, because there are a lot of people who want to be in the first phase, who want to
Well, we're
see
opening
the project grow.
we're opening the reservations now.
Exactly.
We got a contract almost finished now, and from next week people will be able to reserve their plots. So
so maybe we can talk a little bit, because I know people got confused sometimes. What does it mean if I reserve? Then I pay the 10,000 euros, and then I already reserved. But what is important for us to know is that if you want to reserve your particular house, then you need to first become a member. And that is different than reserving a spot. So I think in the beginning we also said reserve, and we meant becoming a member, but now we want to be a little bit more precise with our words. So becoming a member.
The membership, you will get to be one of those 500 households in the MAF. You become a member of the MAF, you and your family. That's one membership, right?
Yeah.
And that membership costs 10,000 euros. So become a member, you just you make sure that you will have a place in the MAF.
Yeah.
But it's not specified which one you get to have unless you reserve it.
Exactly.
So the longer you wait, the smaller the options will be.
Yes.
Right.
It's so interesting, because we already 2 weeks ago we started the reservation process for our very early investors. So they're already picking out the plots as we're speaking. And there's not a lot of early investors, but there's already 2 who wanted to have exactly the same spot. So I didn't think that would happen with just a few people picking out their plots. So
I think a fist fight is the only way to settle it.
Or reserving their plot.
Or reserving your plot.
Either this or that. These are your options.
What do you think, Cassie?
I think a throwdown would be really fun.
She's an American, of course she's going to say that.
I suggest
Don't forget the handguns.
I suggest a duel.
She's Texan, so.
The membership, people kind of misunderstood the membership, but for us it was important because we need to show the banks that we have people committed to the project, right? That's how we get the development loans. I wish I had 200 million euros in my pocket to build this on my own funds, but I don't. Yeah, surprise. Nobody does. Yeah. So we are reliant on bank loans and development loans, right? Yeah. And those can be granted when we show that people have interest in the project, right? So it was important for us to get enough members to start with phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and so on and so forth. I generally believe that all these memberships will run out in just some months from now, as soon as,
as soon as people see the actual first house being built.
Exactly, I think it's going to explode. Yeah. And we're getting exponentially more and more attention online, more and more people interested in the project. So I think
because it becomes tangible now. The dream is what most people drew in. I mean, what drew me in. I know that's also what drew Cassie in. But now it feels tangible. When you showed us this video that you just took, and you can see exactly, this is the view that I'm going to have, this is the view that I'm going to wake up to every single morning, it makes it tangible, it makes it real. And now seeing all the excavators doing the groundworks and everything, it's people can really relate to it now. So
well, we're also working with a 3D master plan of the project, so you can see the entire village and all that. It's going to take another month, unfortunately, but it will come soon. And when all these things are taking shape and the first house is built, and I think all the places will be gone. Yeah. And
so then, what is
the membership? The membership, I was going to explain. So the membership, one of these 500 members, you get to become one of the 500 members. So you will have the opportunity to buy a house in the MAF. You will lock in the prices that we have at a certain.
I think that's the most important part.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, because that's something that people don't understand. I mean, it's not the most important. It's most important part to mention.
To make the project attractive, obviously we started with very low prices. They're so low that we actually don't earn anything. Yeah. But they're going up now the 1st of June. So if you don't get to reserve, before the 1st of June, you will be in that price range from the 1st of June until the 1st of August.
Yes.
1st of August, we go up again.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to raise the prices up to a level where the MAV will become profitable.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we can sustain it.
Exactly. We need to maintain it also. We not just need to build it, we need to make sure that it's going to maintain itself for a long time.
Exactly. So securing your price is the number 2 reason to reserve. This money is not lost money. If you decide to withdraw from the MAV, we give everyone money back within 30 days. Nobody withdrew so far, but you never know. The life situation of people may change. You don't know. What the future has in hold for everyone. So if they want to withdraw from the project, they can get the money back. Nothing is lost. Yeah. If you decide to stay, we deduct those 10,000 from the price of your house, so you're not losing. That
so it's
either
actually
way.
more of a deposit than the cost.
Exactly. Yeah. More. Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
So that's the membership. So you get to be a part of the community. You get to secure the prices. You get to
have a voice also in the community.
Yeah,
we ask a lot of feedback from our members. They get all the newest info. We have all these community circles where people can work on the project. So you're really part of shaping the MEV, which is
and
pretty
we
cool.
see now we have these gatherings now. The next one is in July, the 5th of July.
Yes.
So right after the American, So the 5th of July, all these people that come, all these members that already sign up, they come together and they already know each other because they've been part of these groups and they've been talking and they've been seeing each other online.
It's
and suddenly,
really beautiful.
So it becomes a real community.
Yeah.
So you get to be part of the community as well. Not only that you have a voice and you get to shape the MAV to your wishes, and but you get to know the other ones and it becomes a real community.
Before you even move in.
Yeah.
And that's
the membership fee. The reservation fee, however, is picking up your house and your plot. Now we are a little bit limited, even though this is an urban plot where the MAV is. It's actually pretty uncommon to have an urban plot in the middle of nowhere. But these guys made it like that, so it's very good for us.
Thank you. It's very good for us.
Yeah, very good for us. Yeah. So because of that, we have the benefits of urban infrastructure. The fact that we will always have like water and electricity from
the city.
From the city. But it comes also with some drawbacks in terms of the roads have to be built and marked in a certain way, and even though we want a rustic village, we need to have urban roads. We found a nice compromise though, which everyone will love. We're going to present it at a later time. But one of the things with urban infrastructure is that you can build way more than in a rustic place. In a rustic place, you can only build 2% of the plot you own. Yeah,
that's
so your house in a 1,000 square meter plot would be 20 square meters. That's
and
not much.
We have a lot more in the urban.
We're allowed to build on 20% of the, still lower than the big cities where it's like 60 or 80, right?
Yeah, and that's also important to us. We don't want to build everything.
Yeah, we don't want to overbuild, but I think 20% is on the limit. Like you need to have some space around around your house, but you also want the size of the house to be, comfortable and all of that. So because of that, we kind of set the house type attached to certain plots. So every plot, basically, every plot has a certain house type on it. So when you say, oh, I want the regular villa, the standard villa, or I want the villa plus with extra module, or I want the double story villa or whatever, you can only choose from those plots that have those houses. You cannot pick whatever plot and build whatever you want. You have to choose one of those. So the entire city is actually made, the entire village is kind of set that way. So, I mean, if you're a big family and you want a very big house, it's understandable, but then, your options are going to be down to, 6 plots or something, 10. So it's not so much to choose from.
We do have a lot of spots, but when you explain it like that, it does limit it, and then people might want to choose the same plot. So it is really beautiful to know that you have exactly the spot that you want to have in the exact location that you want to have with exactly the house that you want to have. So that is the positive of reserving now.
Yeah, so the reservation works in two steps, where we take, how much was it, like 30K or something like that?
For the villas, 30K.
Yeah, in the initial payment, and the rest of the payment, which is 70 at the time of signing, when you sign the purchase contract for the house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's the way it goes.
And then for the modular houses, it will be 10 and 10K per unit.
10K per unit, yeah. So the same as the reservation amount, the membership amount, but this is reserving your particular plot. And I can see the benefits of that. Like, Obin, for example, he chose this fantastic house down by the lake, and he has, his 4 modules are not, scattered around the, the place, but they're in the right place, and it's the end of the house, and it's also, I think he has the upper or the lower, I'm not sure.
I think the lower.
Yeah, the lower one. Yeah.
The ground floor.
Yeah, so you have the ground garden as opposed to the terrace garden.
Yeah. It is interesting. I didn't think that it would be so obvious, but it seems pretty clear now which plots people prefer. So I think most people want to have more on the outskirts a little bit. So these are the plots that probably. You don't think so?
No, I feel it's kind of. Yeah, it's either or, people have very different ideas.
It's like the lake and the mountain, maybe. I talk to many people who want to be a little bit more on the outskirts.
We didn't want to do this, we didn't want to, based on what we believe, set the price of that house or that block, because they're so alike, right? So, certain plots are more expensive because everybody wants them. And, it's the demand is way higher, so their price a little bit higher, but it's almost not noticeable when you put it together with the total price of the house and the plot, right?
Actually,
we don't present it like that. We just present the house price, But certain plots are definitely harder to build.
Yes.
Like extremely difficult because it's terraced, right? So some plots require way more work than others. So we price them according to that mostly.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, so that's the reservation. You can reserve, starting next week, you can reserve your houses. You can
maybe 2 weeks.
No, I think it's next week.
Okay, Iancu is always a little bit more optimistic than me.
Might be. What do you think, Cassie?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say 2 weeks feels comfortable.
She's going to say 2 weeks.
She's my girl.
Compromise. 10 days, within 10 days.
You girls always gang up on me. That's fine. Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Well, I have information that you guys don't have.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think Stephen is also on our side. He's more conservative when it comes to time planning.
My information comes from Stephen. Okay. Stephen said next week. So. One thing about Stephen, he never misses a deadline.
That's true.
Ever.
Yeah. It's very important for us to have.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Be lost in space without Stephen. So next week.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. let's do some bets.
Good. Did we talk about everything?
Yeah.
Do we have it, Cassie?
Yeah. This was perfect.
Okay. Thank
Perfect.
you. So see you next time then.
See you next week.